아프리카 TV 브레이크업 스튜디오 라이브 2020 GSL 시즌 1 코드 S 쇼다운.
We're back, like, so quickly.
Yeah.
That was the shortest break ever.
Yeah, yeah.
RagnaroK versus Zest is up next. The loser is out.
Yeah. The winner probably too, considering Maru awaits in the final match.
Yeah. Now, RagnaroK, I think, continues to improve, continues to look good. But the other players in this group are so strong.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's Zest.
Well,
But whether it's Innovation or Maru as well, they all appear to be on a higher level than RagnaroK. But RagnaroK did hold his own against Maru. Let's not forget.
Yeah, I mean these are more storied players, but RagnaroK has a shot here really against Zest. You generally do have to get a little bit aggressive in PvZ, and if he can divine what Zest is doing and counter it, it becomes a match that he could win.
That being said, it's so hard to divine what Zest is actually going to do. He has so many different ways to play. Let's start game one now.
전투 준비 완료. 라그나록 신입 법. Rise Your Edge Gaming, Zest, 주성.
So Zest with a little bit of a greedy gas first, no scouting expansion. RagnaroK, very standard. Well, it's, actually I think it was a 14 hatch to prevent hatch block, but look at that, he actually has a winning record on Zest. So
Okay, that's actually very surprising. But I guess as good as Zest is right now, and as good as he has been in the past, we have to point out that he has had major periods where he's fallen off.
Yeah, yeah. He had lesser results for a while. I mean, you expect a two-time GSL champion, three-time finalist, maybe to do a bit better.
He's been in some ways one of the most inconsistent players, where he can be knocked out very early and then other times win the entire tournament.
Yeah, we have had that occur sometimes, but the thing is, I think his level's still been extremely high. It just gutters a little bit lower than it needs to. Like, the top of his play is at the top of the world, and then the base of it for a while was lower than it needs to be. Whereas other Protosses like Stats and Classic, their base is so high that like their worst games will get them through most groups.
Right.
Okay, so looks like he's being a little bit sneaky right now as a pylon out on the map. We'll see what he does with it.
Probably a Stargate, but
yeah,
there are the PvZ build order rabbit hole can go quite deep.
Yeah.
Not this game though, just a Stargate.
I like the location though. That's one that you're not likely to find.
Right. Shading out with that first Adept, but not going to commit with it.
Well, he ran it away, so you can't actually tell if the shade finished, right?
Oh yeah, that is what he did.
Because he definitely wants the Lings to stay at home and defend so they don't find the Stargate. But if they do attack, he's not really, I don't know, he's got the Adept waiting there for them, I guess. Is this Ling gonna find it? Oh my god.
Finally, one of the proxies is spotted. You know how many times we have it where they just run right by and don't get it?
Well, this is step one to maybe defeating Zest.
I think so. Adept coming up here now. Look at this, even pulls the Lings away saying, no, this is not going to work.
Yeah, no reason to lose him. You know he's got to have enough to stop those Lings from killing the pylon. All right, Twilight up behind this. See what else he makes out of the Stargate. Because I think once it gets scouted, because it's been very trendy lately to make 2 oracles and then send them in.
Yeah, because you can one-shot drones.
Yeah.
And
but if it gets scouted, you can't do things like just pull 2 because they'll obviously know it's coming.
Yeah, and it just won't pay for itself.
Yeah.
And so now this is not even going to be used to harass instead of trying to protect the pylon.
And I think that's fine. I mean, what are you going to do across the map? Kill 2 drones and have a red Oracle?
Not worth it.
Right, Evo
Better to
on
hang on to it. You can tag armies and stuff like that later.
Sure, yeah, it helps defend that third.
Immediate third base coming down here.
Yeah, it's quite a quick one, too, with a lot of tech behind it. Twilight and Robo. All right, so melee on the way here.
Yeah.
That is definitely a type of build that can take out a third base from time to time.
Yeah, this seems like it's going to be setting up for some kind of an attack as this third base has got probes at it. And I think Protoss is somewhat flimsy with the unit composition they have, you know. A lot of Protoss surviving and fast expand builds is on the positioning of units and the buildings and the angle the attacking forces are coming in. But if you have enough Banes and Speedlings, you know, you can set up your position basically always faster than Protoss can set up their position if Protoss isn't set up perfectly. And so moves like this, see as he comes in here and attacks the pylon, because you know that Adapt, for instance, is wedged in between the pylon and the Nexus to make a corridor where he can fire from. Yeah, so let's see if this works out at all.
Nice, more sentries being warped in here. This is charge on the way. Only 52 workers at the moment. We don't see any others being made, so might be seeing an attack coming up pretty quickly here from Zest. That's what it seems like, at least.
Stargate's unpowered here too.
And 52 is definitely not 3-base saturation.
Right. Ro.16 too. On the other hand, Zest's third base is finished up, and so he's going to get the gateways down here, get charge.
All right, a lot of lings being made. Look at that, the Hydralistic Den.
This is a funny situation because it seems like they're both getting ready to just attack into each other. So,
yeah, I guess as your +1 melee is finishing, you do want to see if you can get anything done. But it seems like this is just going to do very well holding on, right? This is like, okay, he has made another mortal, and he is probing up again actually now. That was kind of weird for a moment. It felt like when he stopped the probes that he was gonna go ahead and do the push.
Right.
I think what he's playing against here is pretty good against what he has, though. Like, you're going to have a bunch of +1 lings. I guess his own +1 is finishing up, so that's helpful. Some Hydras being added in.
Okay, the push comes out now. Now, there's some decent upgrades and a lot of damage that Zerg can dish out, but especially with Banes, you need to have force fields that connect.
Some more Banes being made.
And, you know, a Hydra Bane is like the highest damage output you can really ask for. Now, there's nothing to defend over here, and one Oracle's not going to kill this off fast enough. Oh, my God, every probe is going to be picked off.
Oh.
But at the same time, the push continues on over here. Note the Zealots hidden in the back there.
Oh, 2 of the Banelings actually do end up connecting, but he's going to go ahead and bring these forward now. He's lost all of his Archons, so the next set of Banelings are going to massacre his Zealots.
Okay, did Zest just lose this?
Yeah, he definitely did.
He did. He lost all the workers at his third.
Yeah, nothing's really worked for him, right? The Hidden Oracle didn't work. It seemed like he wanted to attack earlier. That didn't end up working out. This push lost everything. And he lost a bunch of probes during it too, so it's not like he can rebuild. You know, RagnaroK actually has 65 drones right now and is droning up even beyond that.
Right.
Has lings, has +1, has speed Banes, has Hydras out. Like, this army is just not very good against what RagnaroK can field.
And, like, where do you even go from a game like this as Zest, you know? You lost your workers, you lost most of your units in that attack.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think you have to get into Psystorm, and your opponent has to kind of be a little bit wasteful, you know? Have a couple attacks that don't go super well so that you can kind of recover and rebuild that composition.
It also seems like RagnaroK is probably not going to, I think, make many more mistakes here. I mean, he's playing a pretty clean game. He's really got this idea down pretty well against his opponents. The counterattack game.
His saturation is good. Now he's just making units, right? And Zest is kind of doing the same. He's making a bunch of units, getting ready to attack. It looks like he's going to try to split them up a little bit. So it's a good idea, right? Get the Zealots in the main base and hit somewhere else. I don't think either are really going to work, right?
I don't know, man.
Oh,
There's a lot of damage here in the main.
Yeah, he breaks through the Queen. Nothing's
I feel
really
like
there.
suddenly RagnaroK doesn't have anything anywhere. Oh, there they are. It's a small group of Hydras, but I mean, he's already killing off all these workers. He's pushing into this location over here now. Hydras take out the War Prism.
21 drones falling. That's definitely a significant amount, but the Hydras will clean all of this up. Wow. Look how many drones he got. Do you have to counterattack here as RagnaroK?
Yeah,
I think so.
I believe so. I mean, 39 workers.
Yeah, I think you need to get in there in between the third and the natural and try to abuse the wall and see what you can get done.
It was kind of weird watching that attack from Zest because everywhere that Zest was at, there was nothing. It seems like there was just one control group of Hydras that were moving. They were at the bottom, that then moved to the top, and then moved back to the bottom to finally hold off the attack.
Well, here he is in between the natural and third base. That is a lot of Hydras. And again, Zest lost his entire composition, so he's trying to rebuild it now. But the things that you can build quickly don't beat this. Hydras beat Archons, Banelings beat Zealots. So he's just going to counterattack. I think it's not a bad call, but you don't win this space trade.
Yeah, and these Banelings are not going to be detonated until there is nothing, until he sees something worthwhile. I think that RagnaroK has won this.
Well, it is a base trade, but RagnaroK's army is so much better that it can kill everything here, then go back and kill everything.
Yeah.
There are 3 DTs that just popped out for Zest.
But he has protection, right?
He's making one right now.
Yeah. Funnily enough, you actually want those DTs to hit the Banelings at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this base is going to go down. There's 9 workers right now for RagnaroK. This is so crazy. He's going to pull the, oh my God, he's going to pull that back, but then these Zealots are just going to die.
Yeah.
GG. RagnaroK, nicely done. He might get this rematch against Maru after all.
Yeah, it's a real possibility. It's a strong victory right there. You know, I was surprised how much Zest's attack even did, that second attack, because he lost so much in the first attack. But RagnaroK knew exactly how to just kind of counterattack and force Zest into a terrible position. You know, if you do not kill them and you lose all the technicality of your army in Protoss Berserk, what are you to do? When you're refilling your army, right, the first thing you're going to have is around a Zealots and maybe an Archon or 2.
Yeah.
The second thing you're going to have is more of that and like an Immortal. And when you look at all that, Lingbane Hydra just plows through that. So you have to actually build your army over time against a composition like this.
Right.
He just was unable to do it. Was smart enough to just continually do counterattacks, which kind of made it seem like he had a chance, but very tough.
We'll be on the map, Eternal Empire, for game number 2. RagnaroK is looking a lot stronger than I think people expected him to look. Not just in this series, but in the games against Maru. Let's see if Zest can come back and turn this around.
전투 준비 완료. 라그나로크 신입범. Rise Your Edge Gaming, Zest, 주성.
All right.
Okay, Bartle. I couldn't get it out.
Zest again with the Scoutless expansion.
Yeah.
Now this is a map that oftentimes does give us those longer games. I'm not sure that Zest wants to go into one of those longer games. Wouldn't be surprised if he falls back on a more aggressive adept build here.
He has had a lot of success with these very aggressive timings or confusing attacks where
That's
it looks like
he is, yeah.
It looks like it's going to be a very sharp attack, and he's actually disguised it so well. It's a different one, and so they're set up with the wrong units and the wrong tech and the wrong position. But yeah, let's see what Zest does here. does still seem to be a theme in this matchup that you do want to try to push out and attack in at specific times and try to hinder the Zerg.
Yeah.
I thought RagnaroK played a pretty, I think that was you know, games like that are weird because you're glad when you win them, but you know you didn't play perfectly. You know, when you play like everything goes correct, you hit all your timings, all your upgrades are done, and you just crush, and it can be a pretty ordinary looking textbook high-level game. Feels great where, like, RagnaroK made some mistakes back there for sure. He lost a lot of drones.
Sure.
He won that game with 9 drones left.
Yeah. Well,
that can be a little stressful and frustrating.
Sure. Yeah, it can be. Like if you really mess something up there, like for instance, let's say you don't have an overseer, right? And the DTs can do a lot of work. But you know, I think RagnaroK, he knew that he was kind of in control there. He just had a composition that was so difficult to deal with. So yeah, there's that very quick Twilight, and again, this map feels like one that Zest needs to kind of fall back on his glaives build with. He's very, very strong at that type of play, but oh, it's a robo pops up. Adds a little bit of ambiguity to it.
Yeah.
You don't know, like
It
this
could still
could
be a lot of things.
Yeah, it could still be glaives. Yeah, there it is. But you know, could have been like an Archon Chop or something as well.
I felt it was going to be glaives this game, can I tell you that? I felt it in my bones.
Did you? Your time bones?
That's
did
right.
Did you feel it in your bones after I said he'll probably go glaives on this map?
I felt it when the countdown had started. There was just something.
Okay.
Yeah. That's because I'm a time traveler, Toast. That's why my name is Time Bones, not Ear Bones, because I'm listening to you.
Maybe you should be ear bones.
Ear Bones.
Well, you definitely want to be ear bones because you don't listen to me very much. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah. They're like, wait, there's bones in your ear?
Yeah, there are.
Cartilage,
The smallest. No, you have actual bones in there too, and they're the smallest bones in the human body. And you actually have bones that actually float in your ears.
Ew.
Yeah.
Look at you. Yesterday with animals, today with ears and bones.
You mean
That's your name is Ear Bones. I'm Time
you mean
Bones
I actually know a few things?
Yes, you do. A few things you do know.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the Overlord scouts us. It's your name is Ear Bones. Only your thing is that you're actually wrong, and there are no bones in normal people's ears, but there are bones in your ears. Okay, the pressure's on. You can see this is all going to sync up with Resonating Glaives finishing right as the attack comes in here. There's 10 roaches inbound.
And let's not forget that Dark Shrine is on the way. Very important part of this.
Yeah, and that's the second part of this attack that might even do more damage than the first part, depending on how good the Zerg's positional play is here. Protoss as well.
All right, so one more warp in of Adepts, and then we'll see DTs after that.
Good picking up here. You know, it's hard for roaches to commit with the range that they have here.
This is a lot of Adepts firing all at once.
Okay,
this is looking a bit scary. Like, where's the detection Tasis?
I don't see it.
This Dark Shrine might just be it. This might spell disaster
And the
for
thing
him.
is, it looks like it's going to be mounting Adept pressure as he keeps putting this on, but behind this, there is going to be DCs made.
It's so funny. He just warped into Adepts, but his Dark Shrine is actually done.
Yeah, well, he needs to warp these DTs in now. Every passing second. What am I seeing here?
I've seen Adepts try to kill a hatch so hard.
But can he at least, like, warp in a DT if he's going to make this stuff? More Stalkers.
Okay, well, he's...
Does this work?
Maybe he thought the Overlord saw the Dark Shrine?
I don't understand.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he still wins this fight, but, like, I still don't understand.
Me either, Tasteless. Me either. There's literally just... There's no detection, right? Okay, now he's finally like, oh yeah, I made a Dark Shrine.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. It's that they become Stalkers after the DTs died, and that's why I make the...
Okay, well, he will definitely finish that off.
What a funny-looking game.
Yeah.
Recalls the rest. Picks up the other DTs. And we have a Spore that's about to finish. Unless he really YOLOs on top of the Spore. Yeah, he will. Oh, tries to get the Queen instead.
Feels like a missed opportunity here. There was a moment where he could have warped in DTs much closer and everything, too.
Yeah, it just... I mean, I will tell you that push looked pretty cool, though, with the Adepts and everything, but...
Yeah, he was doing good work. thing is, with these adept builds, you mix up whether or not you have DTs really, really often. So maybe he just like was so focused he forgot about the Dark Shrine. Or
I
something
thought
like
he
that.
was going to pull the Adepts back or shade them somewhere and then warp DTs into the main and start trying to kill that, and then come in with the Adepts later on and snipe the hatchery. But and again, I mean, it's going to be canceled once more.
Yeah. What a counterattack is going on.
Oh, ho, ho.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, the surround plus the Biles. But the Biles actually hit those lings. Good micro by Zest, but just doesn't have very much.
Oh my gosh, just a dive on top of this Immortal. I mean, there's not that much over here. In fact, he can even bile down this pylon. Actually takes down that pylon anyways.
God, his Prism taking a lot of damage on the other side
I think
as
he's
well.
won.
Yeah, I think RagnaroK might be able to just clean him up right here.
RagnaroK with a Ragnabop in this series.
Or Zest.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. That attack was pretty questionable.
Yeah, a lot of damage. Look at that.
Ouch.
17 probes going down. Zest at 28 workers right now.
More roaches inbound here, as it doesn't seem like that Archon drop is a threat anymore on that side of the map.
Right, finally is going to clean this up. But what has he got left over? His Prism's gone. Oh, no, he has a Prism, but he has no Archons anymore.
Yeah.
He's got like 1 Immortal, 31 probes. Sure, RagnaroK is not like the pinnacle of Zerg economy right now.
Right. He's
But
gonna
that's
make
something that
Mutas.
can be fixed a lot easier for Zerg in this case.
So he doesn't finish him off. That being said, Zest is limping through this game, but RagnaroK can both expand again, and I think he's going to get, you know, with the gas he's banked up, a good amount of mutas in here, and just start killing off the rest of the probes.
He's going after an Overlord. Interesting, okay. Oh, Lings get in. Uh-oh. Things go from bad to worse.
This has just been the whole theme with RagnaroK today, a successful counterattack.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's a big part of being a good Zerg, right?
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
at least it definitely should be. Spire's going to be finishing up pretty soon.
Yeah.
I think Stalkers without Blink will do well against this.
It's all a game of chance, Artosis. No, I think this is going to be the death blow pretty soon here. I like the idea of him harassing with these Stalkers. He never actually scouted the Spire, right?
No, he did
So he's not going to see this until the mutas are already inbound.
He's going to fly out and kill his Prism, and that's how he's going to
Yeah.
know. That's how he's going to learn about them. It's a rough way to learn about them, for sure. The School of Hard Knocks.
Here we go.
Here, watch his face. Well, nothing happened to his face.
Yep.
But something happened to his Prism. Now, if this was Wing of Liberty sentries, maybe, but not gonna hold against those mutas, I would say.
So this push is going to come out here. Now there's some sentries with some force fields, but there's not really anything to defend over here right now.
Yeah, gonna warp in a few Stalkers. There's no shield battery, unfortunately. He is gonna actually kill the third base during this, but I think it's smart for RagnaroK to give that up.
Yo,
Try
I
to
think he
win with the
doesn't need it.
mutas right now, or
GG.
just hold on. Yeah.
He taps out. He added up his situation pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay, so RagnaroK wins.
Yeah, 2-0, and that means Zest is in last place in the group of death.
He's out. He does not get past the round of 16.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I mean, he had a great IM Katowice this year, but not quite delivering here in Season 1 of GSL.
And now we're going to go into a rematch, actually. We're going to end it how we started it. RagnaroK versus Maru.
Yeah, and that was probably our best series of the day so far, other than watching
so.
Innovation double proxy Starport BCs in TBT.
Yeah.
Not that that was a particularly good game, but, you know, it's just one of those.
Well, RagnaroK looks good. Maybe he can pull something off. It'll be tough. Maru hasn't shown that much creative style in TVZ. I don't know what he's... He doesn't have many Zerg opponents, assuming that he does move on. He doesn't have many Zerg opponents left.
Yeah, he wouldn't hit Dark until... which side is he on? Trap is on the top, so he wouldn't hit him until the finals, actually.
Oh, until the finals? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think whatever the go-to builds to guarantee wins against Zerga, he's going to be showing us in this next series. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, our final best of 3. Do not go away.